Well, that was just a little clip that we had played out in terms of what we are going to be talking about right now. And we are joined by Nadia Meer, who is from the Two Suns Shamsaan organization. And we're talking about a free Palestinian film screening in commemoration of the somber anniversary of the Balfour Declaration. Nadia, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome. Nadia, assalamu alaikum. I think we have lost Nadia Meer, but we're going to try and get hold of her very, very shortly. But this is a film screening that is taking place in Durban, and it's Palestine Cinema Days 23, and this is a film by Emmanuel Garosa, and it's about the Balfour Declaration. This is a film that is taking place on the 3rd of November at 7 p.m. at the Al Ansar Hall in West Road, Overport, Durban. The entrance is free, and this is hosted courtesy of Nadia Meer, who is from the Two Suns Shamsaan organization, and also some of the other organizations that are going to be with it. The PAO is here as well. Nadia Meer is back with us. Nadia, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum to you and the listeners. Good morning.
Yes, Nadia, I've just basically given a brief introduction on this free Palestinian film screening. This is in commemoration of the somber anniversary of the Balfour Declaration, and we all know what the Balfour Declaration is all about. It basically given Israel the green light to create a state of its own on Palestinian territory. So let's just go through this commemoration that is taking place, the movie in itself, and also what are you trying to achieve?
Well, the request came from Palestine, from an organization called Palestine Film Lab. They are essentially a support base for filmmakers in Palestine and for international filmmakers that are interested in working on film projects in the region. And because this is an annual event, Palestine Film Days, Cinema Days, is a festival that has started in 2014. This year, for obvious reasons, it is not happening. And so they reached out to groups all across the world, asking for us to continue to share the films and to give voice to Palestinians, especially in light of the mainstream media and the distortions in the narratives that are out there about Palestinians right now.
Yes, certainly we need to amplify our voices, and as you mentioned, giving voice to the people of Palestine. And it is initiatives like these that actually go a long way in raising our voices against the oppression, against the genocide, against the brutality that is unfolding as we speak right now, Nadia.
Absolutely. So these are stories that are told about Palestinians and by Palestinians, and there's a series of different films that have been made available for streaming. So we're going to start with what is going to be the first today, and then this will continue for the next few days. screenings are happening at multiple locations across the world. In Johannesburg, there is a screening today also at 8 o'clock at Constitution Hill, and that is being done with a film, Farha. It's a better known film than the one we have selected in Durban. There's a range of documentary and feature films that are available for screening.
Well,
So
I
if
think it's very
people are
interesting.
interested in creating platforms for these films, for discussion, and for screenings, that would be welcomed. There also is going to be a film footage taken by filmmakers that are currently in Gaza on the current situation.
Well, these are actually going to go a very long way in conscientizing people, and we know with what is playing out in Gaza, and we've always heard made a reference to the last 75 years since 1948 and the Nakba. And looking at this particular one that we are talking about, the Balfour Declaration, the anniversary of the Balfour Declaration, because this is where it all began. This is where Israel was actually given the green light through the Balfour Declaration to create this illegitimate state on Palestinian territory, Nadia.
Yes, absolutely. So today there are going to be over 140 screenings across the world of the films. We have selected one that would appeal more to youth, but there are a lot of themes that are included in this festival. We've chosen one called One More Jump, and it essentially features the stories of young men in Gaza who are passionate about the sport of parkour. I'm not sure if everyone knows much about the sport.
Yes, in fact, I'm sure, for those who will be watching the movie, will get a deeper insight into what this sport is all about. Now, this is taking place, I see, tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. at the Al Ansar Hall in Durban, Nadia.
Yes, yes, we have in Durban. We have our screening tomorrow evening, but as I said, in Johannesburg today, there is a screening at the Constitution Hill of the film Farha.
Well, definitely. In fact, I know Farah has been a very, very popular movie. It has been on Netflix. I think many people have actually watched it about this young Palestinian girl. And again, a lot of memories when one actually watches this movie, Farah, and looking at what is taking place today and the genocide that is unfolding. So I'm sure, one can actually relate with that movie in terms of what is happening right now as we speak, Nadia.
Yes, absolutely. And, there are a range of different types of movies, as I said, that will be available. People can go onto our Facebook page, which is Palestine Festival South Africa. And these will be listed and more information about how you could possibly arrange screenings in your areas of some of the films that are available. Essentially, there are a range of different types of films that range from heritage style films to documentary to feature films across all themes. It's essential to humanize Palestinians. People normally pay attention to them when bombs are falling on Gaza, and that's not the reality of their lives. For all of the time, they have hopes and they have dreams and they have desires, and it's good to see them in another context.
Well, definitely. And also, I think, with so much coming through via the mainstream media, we know that there's been a lot of fake news. There's been a lot of lies that have been actually spread right across the mainstream media. And sadly, many people have actually bought into this mainstream media narrative on this particular war that is taking place, but also on Palestine in general. And I'm sure, it's not only about those of us who know the history, who are familiar with the history, but there are many people that are showing interest in terms of what is playing out in Palestine. And this is going to, these screenings across the country, across the world, is going to go a long way in promoting, not only promoting, but telling the true story and the true story of the Palestine narrative, Nadia.
Absolutely. So we look forward to having more screenings and, to do what we can to amplify Palestinian voices.
Well, Nadia, all the best. And what we're going to do now is, before we take leave of you, is we're going to play out just a trailer of One More Jump. And we know that this has been directed by Mana Kerosa. Just for the benefit of our viewers this morning, right here, and what they can actually expect at the Al Ansar Hall. Apparently, entrance is free. Am I right, Nadia?
It's completely free, so we're encouraging everyone to come. It's especially fun, I think, for youth because the story is focused around young men that are in the sport of parkour, which is essentially an acrobatic sport where it's a high-octane playground. They jump and they dive, and it's free running, which is what they do, testing the absolute limits of their own bodies while doing they jump on the wreckage. You will see in the trailer clip the wreckage of what was once Gaza's airport.
Well, definitely, and also I think you talk about testing the limits of their bodies, and right now they are testing the limits of a lot more. Their lives, their blood, their children, their parents, entire families that are being wiped out. So they are obviously being tested to the ultimate limits as we speak, with all the genocide, the killing, and the brutality that's unfolding. Nadia, Jazakallah for your time. We will take leave of you. But right now, what we will do for for the benefit of our viewers is we will play out this trailer on One More Jump.
Thank you.
أول من تعرف على الباركور ونشره في غزة هو الكابتن عبد الله نشاصي. طبعا بعد ما عبد الله سافر واستقر في إيطاليا صار وضع الفريق متضعضع شوية. الهدف يا عم أنا بني آدم رياضي وعندي طموح وبدي أوصل اللي بدي إياه بأي طريقة.
المشكلة مش هنا يا عبد الله، المشكلة إنك تكون غريب في نفس بلدك. وغريب فإيش صرت إيش غريب في كل مكان. وضع الحصار صعب، إسرائيل مسكر عليه. يعني أي بديل بدك تاخده غيره مش موجود.
لأنه محتاجه ضروري عشان أبوي.
محتاجه ضروري صعب.
احتمال في 3 نوفمبر رايح السويد، لأن عندي بطولة تاعت الباركور هاي. هيا نجرب حظ، شو ورانا؟
طب ايش شو بدي احكي لك؟ جتني دعوة فيزا.
تطلعوا سايبنا؟
Well, that was a trailer from the movie One More Jump, which is being screened at the Al Ansar Hall, and it is about the Palestinian youth and their ambitions, their dreams, and also at the same time using a sport like parkour, which brings about a taste of freedom for the youth of Palestine. It is about their ambitions, it is about what they want in life, and at the same time, they speak about being foreigners in their own country. Now, this is the story of Palestinian youth who have not known anything but occupation. A 17-year-old in Gaza, and Gaza, since the blockade of Gaza 17 years ago, anyone who was born 17 years ago at this age, as you head through your teens and as you head towards adulthood, all you've known is what it feels like being in an open air prison, but also at the same time using a sport like parkour to raise their hopes for a taste of freedom. And this is what this screening, this film screening, is all about. One more jump, and that is taking place tomorrow evening at the Al Ansar Hall in Durban at 7 p.m. Entrance is free, and I'm sure it is definitely worth watching. A lot of food for thought, a lot of lessons that one can actually take, and at the same time, looking at many of those youth who have been killed, many young children, future generations that have been killed in this latest brutal assault on Gaza, in this latest genocide that has taken place and that is still unfolding by the minute as we speak. How many more of them where their dreams have actually been shattered for a free Palestine, and also at the same time in terms of their own personal ambitions and what they want to achieve in life. The time is just gone 9:34. We're going to go for a break. We come back, we'll be joined by Islamic Relief South Africa. We need to do our bit because this is now the emergency relief for Gaza, and we'll be talking with the HOD Fund Development at Islamic Relief South Africa, Abdul Alim Hamza.